I'll try to do my best in this speech today. So, I was once asked a question. Does the music you listen to dictate your mood? Or does your mood dictate the music that you listen to? It's quite an interesting question when we think about it. And I find this to be a perfect application of the concept known as synesthesia, which is the phenomenon when your brain routes sensory information through multiple unrelated senses, causing you to experience more than one sense simultaneously. Now, I know that this definition may sound like a lot, so let's try to illustrate this with an example. I want everyone to pay attention to the following song lyric. Help me make the most of freedom and of pleasure. Nothing ever lasts forever. This is an excerpt from the song Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears. And I find these specific lines of the song to invoke feelings of nostalgia, sadness, or even potential worry about the future. And so I find it quite intriguing how music operates, because in essence, we feel sounds. And so to begin this final speech of mine, I would just like to sort of preface that I've been involved with music for as long as I can remember. Although I do not know how to play any instruments, I love singing. I participated in a few singing competitions when I was younger. And for the last 2 years, during my senior high school years, we would have these Buwan ng Wika celebrations and these events called Harana and Origs, wherein we were either tasked to cover or create original Philippine music. And I participated heavily in the creation of these. While it is a hobby, music sometimes ends up feeling like a passion, even if I'm not necessarily an expert by any means. However, on a different note, there are times wherein I struggle to articulate my feelings in front of others. And even if, especially as an introvert myself, sometimes holding conversations in that realm can prove to be challenging. And it usually ends with me freezing in silence and not knowing what to say. Or with a simple, I'm okay. But music, as one of my primary hobbies and interests, has oftentimes helped me in describing how I'm feeling, since it can periodically express who we are and what we feel when simple words are not enough. Thus, today, I beg the question, what if we use music for self-expression? And so for my first topic of conversation, music serves as an emotional outlet, allowing us to realize our feelings in ways simple words cannot. Imagine the feeling of any kind of emotion. This could arise from negative events, such as a breakup or a friendship over, or triumphant occasions, such as finishing that final exam, or getting to experience that long-awaited Christmas break. Sometimes it can be challenging to process these kinds of emotions, even if it is as simple as happiness from indulging in your hobbies, or navigating the complexities of a questionable or even toxic relationship. But when we need comfort, we turn to music, and more often than not, it helps us in externalizing these emotions. There are several studies that illustrate the direct relationship between music and how it stimulates the emotional centers of the brain. And it is the reason why listening to music allows us to better comprehend and understand our feelings at a much deeper and personal level. And aside from listeners who feel the particular impact of songs due to their relatability or assistance in releasing pent-up emotions, artists themselves are able to articulate their feelings through their lyrics, allowing them to express and even realize their own emotions. Contextualizing this in the Philippines, Zack Tabudlo, a popular artist in the OPM space, who I'm sure most of us are familiar with, participated in an interview with Rapper last year. Netizens and listeners remarked how he has oversaturated the hugot music genre due to all of his songs following similar themes of breakups and hardships. But he expressed in that interview how his songs are personalized. They're quite personal to him. And writing these pieces of music are actually ways for him to cope and even process past events in his life. Ultimately, music allows us to experience and express emotions both fully and healthily. So for my second point, music can help us in exploring our identity, providing us the means to discover and express who we truly are. Frequently, one's musical preferences are already a reflection of who we are as people. And as a result, this alone is already a practical application of personal expression. For instance, The creation of music genres have led to the subsequent creation of music communities. And individuals in these communities experience a sense of belonging and identify with an idea that is beyond just themselves. Another instance, similar to what I mentioned earlier, is that our musical preferences, whether we are aware of it or not, are somewhat indicative of our personalities to a certain degree, such as those who are drawn to pop may resonate with its free-spiriting characteristics, while those who find comfort in ballads may deem it a perfect representation of melancholy and timidness. However, on a more personal level, one's level of engagement in music may play a pivotal role in contributing or even shaping one's identity. For the longest time, and even until now, I consider myself a very reserved person. And whenever I introduce myself to other people, I found it difficult to sustain conversations since I would think to myself that I'm an uninteresting person. But as I was growing up and exploring different activities, I immediately fell in love with singing. And as a result, I explored different genres of music. And over time, it became one of my most significant personal attributes. Over the years, getting to express myself through music and singing has presented in me several benefits, since I was able to make so many new friends by sharing this interest that I have in front of others. Music has truly changed my life and has offered me a way to express myself freely, and I am really grateful for its existence. Likewise, music has allowed artists to discover their respective identities and callings, and its effects on people will vary from person to person. Yet again, in the OPM space, Arthur Neri has a very interesting path to amassing the success that he has had over the last couple of years. Ever since he was a child, he loved music, but was always unsure if he could pursue it as a full-fledged career. But after graduating college and partaking in jobs such as being an English teacher for Japanese students amidst the pandemic, he realized that it all pointed back towards music. And so he decided to pursue a full-time music career, leading to the success and popularity that he has right now. As a result, when people find music that resonates with them, they often find a piece of their identity. And it is through this that they can connect with others who share similar interests. Which segues into my third and final point. Music creates a sense of connectedness, uniting listeners to understand experiences beyond one's own. There is a saying that is along the lines of, music transcends the language barrier. And I believe that this perfectly encapsulates how powerful music is as a tool for expression. Artists can tell narratives and convey feelings that can cross any existing language barrier due to the various mediums of language translation that we have now. And this often promotes a greater understanding of diverse experiences. When hearing different ways songs are written across different cultures, we gain new understandings and are able to situate ourselves in the perspectives of others, thus connecting us all throughout the world. In the case of the Philippines, OPM has played such an integral role in the formation of various cultures and traditions, beginning with sounds like the rondalia, reaching to the point where it is right now, a vast landscape filled with genres ranging from pop to indie alternative to R&B and so much more. It has experienced a long-spanning evolution that has embedded itself as a key component in what makes us Filipinos. Ultimately, music's ability to connect people is one of its most powerful traits. And by actively using it as a tool for expression, we are able to share our stories and our emotions. As we have explored in this discussion, I hope that we have come to realize that music is not merely background noise. It is an avenue for self-expression, and in effect, it can impact our understanding of ourselves, and even our relationships with other people. Music allows us to articulate our feelings and express our emotions in ways simple words cannot. Music has the potential to play a crucial role in identity, whether it is discovering who we are or serving as a refinement of one's own. And music can serve as a bridge to connect people of different backgrounds, allowing us to empathize with one another and understand experiences outside of our own. I hope that we can embrace the idea of utilizing music as a means of expressing our truest and most authentic selves without needing to fear judgment, as you are entitled to the genres of music that you like. I encourage everyone to find that piece of music that speaks to you, serves as a representation of who you are, and I want you to hold on to that as an inspiration for personal growth and understanding. However, outside of simply music, think about your hobbies or something that you're generally passionate about. It could be sports, advocacies, your future aspirations, or anything of the like. I want you to take pride in what you do and use that as an outlet for self-expression. Do not be afraid to express your emotions and feelings in front of others, because that is who you are, and no one else can take that away from you. Thank you.